Next, we have the 5th Street Bridge Replacement Project, and we have Kevin Bradford.
Good evening, Vice Mayor, council members. Item 9 before you tonight is a continuation of an item that we had on the July 18th meeting. At that meeting, staff presented bidding information for the 5th Street Bridge Replacement Project. And so just to quickly recap, we advertised the project on May 12th. It had a total of 8 bidders, purchase plans and specifications. And on July 6th, we received 5 bids. The apparent low bidder was MCM Construction at about approximately $57 million. And the apparent second low bidder was Flatiron West at approximately $64 million, with an engineer's estimate around $55 million. At the July 18th meeting, staff recommended postponing award of a construction contract due to a pending bid protest. And staff eventually did receive that bid protest from Flatiron West, contesting the following items in MCM's bid. They noted extended item prices were left blank. There were pricing errors in individual bid items. The total amount bid was in error, and subcontractor information was omitted and then revised at the 24-hour submittal process. And then they also contested inadequate good faith effort documentation as part of the disadvantaged business enterprise process. Staff provided the bid protest to MCM Construction, who responded to each of the above items. However, on advice of legal counsel, staff recommends rejecting all bids and re-advertising the project as the best option for moving the project forward to construction. This will avoid continued delays to the project stemming from issues related to the bids that could result in additional claims. So what does the schedule look like for re-advertising? We could get the project out to bid in August, open bids in September with an award following in October. Construction could start in November, and barring any weather or permit related delays, conceivably could be completed in April of 2020. So we're basically losing about 3 months over the original schedule that we had proposed. Next up is, so what is staff doing to try to ensure that we have a clean bid next time? First and foremost, this time around, we're going to require that bidders submit their bids electronically using an online form. That will eliminate any legibility issues that we noticed in this particular bidding process, and the form will automatically calculate the extended totals, so those won't be missing. We're also going to include a simpler subcontractor form that will basically just require contractors to submit the minimum information that is required by law. And finally, bid protest procedures will be added, requiring protests to be filed within 5 business days. So with that, staff is recommending that council reject all bids for the 5th Street Bridge Replacement Project and authorize the Public Works Department to re-advertise. And I'll available for any questions.
Okay, we'll bring it back to council for any questions of staff at this time. No? Nothing? Okay. I do have a couple of, I'm going to go ahead and open this for the public. I do have a couple of speaker cards. We have Dustin Jones. Dustin, go ahead and state your name and address, please, for the record.
Okay. Dustin Jones, address is 4747 Executive Drive down in San Diego. I am counsel to the bidder referenced in the presentation, Flatiron West. We were the ones that filed the protest. And as a preliminary matter, I don't think anybody from MCM is here tonight, so I don't see any reason to kind of get in deep on what the defects in MCM's bid are. But Mr. Bradford did soft sell it a little bit. There were 200 omissions in the bid. So that's the reason that we filed the protest. The bid forms were just half of them were blank. City Attorney Hayes and outside counsel Kevin Wang, they ran a transparent and effective, efficient bid protest process. I think the council should know that. I'd just like to talk briefly about the options that are 100% within the discretion of the council. One of them is what's recommended, reject all bids. If you reject all bids, there's absolutely no way that a legal challenge can be mounted. That's 100% within the council's discretion. While there's no legal downside to doing it, there's the practical downside of delay, perhaps price escalation on rebid, and maybe we're here in 3 months with another protest, depending on how the bids come in. And it's because of those challenges, potential challenges, that we'd like you to consider just awarding to Flatiron, which is the lowest responsive bidder for the project. Flatiron submitted a responsive bid and nobody protested our bid. It is 100% acceptable by this council. So is it a good deal? Flatiron's bid was $64 million for this project. For perspective, the other 3 responsive bidders came in at 78 to 90.2 million. They averaged 85 million. So Flatiron's bid is more than $20 million lower than the average of the other responsive bidders. And so for this reason, we think that the council should consider Flatiron's bid, avoid the delay, get the project going, and get the bridge built at a fair price. And I think the bid protest process has been very thorough, and there's absolutely no option to accept MCM's bid. So there's 2 options, and they're both 100% in the council's discretion. We ask that the council exercise that discretion in favor of getting the bridge done now, rather than a 3-month delay.
Great, thank you, Dustin. Next, we have a speaker card from Blaine Austin.
Do I need to state name?
Go ahead and
address?
state your name and address, please, for the
Okay.
record.
My name is Blaine Austin. Address is 2100 Goodyear Road in Benicia. As I just said, my name's Blaine Austin. I'm the estimating manager for Flatiron West, and as you're all aware, we submitted the second lowest bid on this project. However, we're convinced that we submitted the lowest responsive bid on this project. A bid proposal isn't simply just filling out a bottom line number anymore to construct a job. Bid forms, specifically the sublisting forms, are becoming more and more extensive, and we're finding that owners and agencies such as the city of Yuba City are becoming more and more critical as to the accuracy of those bid forms, and specifically referencing the subcontractor listing form. As a result, we're closing out earlier with our subs and suppliers. We're no longer allowing them to submit quotes to us at the last possible minute, so that we can avoid making the errors that and the omissions that MCM made in their bid on this job. We're doing this just to ensure that our bid forms are complete and accurate. We feel that we provided a very competitive price, and I just want the council to know that Flatiron, should the council decide to accept Flatiron's bid, we're completely ready to build this project, including a full falsework design, trestle design for over the river, CPM schedule that has all the environmental constraints loaded into it. And I just hope that we're hopeful that the council will see fit to award this job to Flatiron. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else in the public like to make a comment? If not, I'll just go ahead and bring it back to council for questions, concerns, or motion.
My comments are delays are inevitable when we're talking about a big project. This is a project that started many years ago by the city of Yuba City. It has been in the works. There's been an attempt over time to get the successful funding for this. We have partners that are Sutter County, Yuba County, and the city of Marysville in this project. This is a project for our community. It's a project that will serve the public safety of our community. It will serve the public safety of Marysville, Yuba County, and Sutter County. To do this project correctly, I believe that we need to follow the recommendations that are currently out there. The additional dollars, the threat of increasing price do not deter me from moving to this next recommendation. That's to reject all bids received for contract 1701 for the Fifth Street Bridge Replacement Project in accordance with the Public Contract Code Section 22038A, and authorize Public Works Department to re-advertise for bids for the contract 1701, the Fifth Street Bridge Replacement Project in accordance with the Public Contract Code Section 22038A1. And with that, that is the motion that I would put forward.
Okay. Do we have a second? Okay. Madam Clerk, can we go ahead and take roll call vote on this one, please?
Vice Mayor Bidwell,
Yes.
Councilmember Buckland,
Yes.
Councilmember Cardoza,
Yes.
Councilmember Harris.
Yes.
Unanimous.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Kevin.